Y'all, it is somehow 2026. Time just keeps on happening. Another thing that just keeps on happening year after year is every New Year's Eve, they somehow finagle a way to make the year into glasses. Like numbers that do not lend themselves kindly to becoming eyewear. Somehow magically, every single year they make it happen. I thought that ship was gonna sail in 2010, but here we are 16 years later. 16 years later, they're still doing it to them. And if that's just not like a prime example to really get you motivated for the new year, a true story of determination and perseverance, then girl, I don't know what is. Anyways, that is not at all what I'm here to talk about. Like, far from it, actually, so I digress. But as many of you know, I am on a weight loss journey, and I have been for years. And the entirety of 2025 is when I really started seeing some changes happen. And a lot of you know also that I have been waiting for a certain number to appear on the scale before I made an updated progress video. And that number, she is elusive. I have exercised a great deal of patience and restraint to not peek at my progress. I just want to see it. But I have held off until the calendar ticked over to the new year and I was like, I want the data. I want it now. I want to see from January 2025 to January 2026. So I caved and I took pictures and I took measurements and I am here to report my findings. So first of all, in the beginning of 2025, I weighed in at 257 pounds and I currently weigh 210 pounds. So that's about a half a pound gain since I talked to you last, but I told y'all I was going to Christmas and I did. So half a pound ain't nothing. But so far really loving the easy math in 2026 because that means I'm exactly 47 pounds down. So no, not yet 50 pounds down, but screw it. A quick side note, for those of you who don't know, how I've been losing weight, I started out doing a clean ketogenic diet, mainly for mental health purposes, and it did really improve my mental health. I think likely because when you follow the clean version of keto, it cuts down on inflammation within the body. And inflammation, I don't know if you know about that guy, but he makes it hard to be a person and just wreaks havoc in the whole self. At least I think that's what was going on. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, but I just know my mental health greatly improved when I changed my diet. But as 2025 went on, I got less strict on the keto and I consider myself more low carb now. I'm considering going back on the stricter version of clean keto, again, for mental health purposes, because I've been kind of struggling. The diet was never really for the weight loss. It was mainly for the mental health stuff, but it did definitely help with the weight loss. So that's a quick overview of the diet I've been doing. And as far as exercise, I definitely started out 2025 being more consistent and then kind of tapering off. And we're starting to get back into it, but the last few months of the year are just kind of a slog. It's more just getting through it. Another really quick side note is I'm about to show you the before and after pictures. I'm a really big stickler for wanting consistency, wanting to take away as many different variables from the equation as possible. So I try to do my hair the same. I try to wear the same stuff. I take the picture in the same location. And my shorts, my picture shorts, were just nowhere to be seen. They somehow vanished. I tore my closet to smithereens looking for these shits. They are nowhere to be seen. I distinctly remember a couple of months ago deciding whether or not to pack them to Florida. I was like, I can't lose these. These are my picture shorts. But I don't know what the outcome was. Whether I packed them to go to Florida, whether I put them in a safe place for safekeeping. That might be just a little bit too safe because now I can't find them, or what. But these shorts do not exist in my household. Long story short, I'm wearing different shorts. But I am wearing another pair that I got at the same time from the same brand. They're the same model, design, I don't know what you would call it, the same size, they're just a different color. They're this light blue to dark blue ombre. So a little unfortunate, but let's get into it. Here we have the front view, and I went ahead and included all of the pictures that I took just to show the evolution of weight loss, I guess. But at the end, I'll go ahead and just compare the beginning to the end, but I wanted to throw this middle guy in here because I just thought it was kind of interesting, because the difference between these two photos is 25 pounds and the difference between these two photos is 22 pounds. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit disheartened when I saw the difference between these two photos, because I'm not seeing a whole lot, even though 22 pounds is not insignificant. You know, maybe there's a little bit differences in this is a little bit flatter, my face might be a little bit thinner, maybe my thighs are a little bit thinner. But girl, if there's one thing that stayed consistent with my body throughout the years, it's that my knees have never stopped looking like a baby head. Like, tell me that that does not look like an infant's face. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it, so I'm sorry. Anyway, next angle. Here we have my right side, and I do notice like some change in like the belly region. It just looks less slopey. Other than that, something kind of interesting is the evolution of this little, I don't know what you would call it, like ham hock bit. Here you can see there's like a definite crevasse that my clothes just like to fall into. And then here, it's eaten it, but not as much. And then here, my clothes are just laying a little bit nicer, like it's no longer going into a crevasse. And I'm not like picking apart my body to make fun of myself or anything. It's just, I'm looking at these pictures looking for differences, and these are the things I noticed. Like, I don't really care too much about how I look. If I cared or was embarrassed by this kind of stuff or felt any type of way about it, I probably wouldn't be posting it on the internet. So just a little disclaimer there. I'm not like body shaming. I'm noticing things. Here we have the back view, and I think that my sports bra fits me better. Like, it looks a little less, like, it just looks flatter, I guess. But yeah, other than the fact that I can't ever really seem to get the angle right in the back picture, I'm not seeing a whole lot of differences between these two again. And here's the left side of the whole shebang. Again, we are seeing the ham hock evolution. And here we have January to January, the 47 pounds down, so this is where you're going to see the biggest difference between the two. Overall, I lose weight pretty evenly, so I just look smaller and a little bit less round in places. You can definitely see it in my face. My face is crazy. I don't remember my face being that big. Here's the right side. Here's my back. And here's the left side. Here are my measurements. On the left side, I have it in inches, and on the right side, I converted it, hopefully correctly, into centimeters for those of you who use them. Overall, lost inches everywhere, except for I don't know how many inches I lost around my waist, because for whatever reason, I forgot to measure that part when I started out. I imagine it's just me reading the signs, but I think it was probably more than 36 inches, but we will never truly know. But yeah, obviously lost the most around my midsection, with 7.75 coming from around my belly button. Where it says fat belly, that's just like the thickest part of my belly. Same where it says like fat arm. It's just like the thickest part of my arm. And then L and R is just left and right. So go ahead and pause and check it out if you're a data nerd like me. Otherwise, we will just move on. Like I mentioned, I was pretty sad to see the lack of difference between April and now in the pictures. Like, I thought there was just going to be a bigger difference. Like, it was going to be more noticeable or something. I don't know. And I was questioning whether to even make a progress update at all. But then two things happened. The first thing, I was minding my own business, searching on my personal YouTube account for different exercises to help my posture, because girl, it's getting worse. And sometimes I'm all of a sudden aware of how I'm standing or walking, and I'm appalled. Like, my shoulders, all of a sudden, after losing weight, I don't know what it is, but they just have this affinity to go to my ears. I don't walk around my house. I skulk. I'm like over there with like T-Rex arms and like shoulders to ears, hunched back, just going from room to room like a rat. But anyway, again, we're getting off topic. Lo and behold, what is recommended to me is my own video from 2 years ago. The one where I'm talking about having bad posture and literally having a hunch. And y'all, I do not watch my own videos. I sit there and I edit them, and by the end of it, I am sick of seeing myself. Like, I don't want to ever watch that video again. It's just avoid at all costs. But like, as I'm scrolling, YouTube does like the autoplay thing where it shows you a preview of the video, and some clips start playing of me. And holy crap, I do not remember looking like that. When did I look like that? My face. I don't remember being that big. I absolutely no recollection. I think I have the opposite of body dysmorphia where like my body was bigger, but I have in my head always been this size. Like people like always get on my case about like, how do you not see the difference? Like you're so hard on yourself. It's not me being hard on myself. Girl, when I was that big, I was thinking I was this size. I was still doing my thing, thinking I was 50 pounds lighter, you know, like it didn't deter me. I didn't even see it, but I was just flabbergasted. But the second thing that happened was I remembered the clown pants thing. And I was like, oh yeah, another thing that I did along with these videos was I tried on the clown pants. So I slid those suckers back on my body expecting, you know, nearly the same result as in April where I was able to zip them, but by no means were those shits wearable, like just too tight. Flash forward to now where I can zip them and they're still a little bit too tight to be comfortable, but they're not tight to the point where I'm anxiously waiting to peel them off my body. You know when you try on something that's too tight and you're just like, oh my God, immediately off. Immediately no. That's how they were in April. And now, still a little bit too tight, but wearable. I'm wearing them now. There's a new problem, however, that has arisen, and that's the fact that I have no idea how to style these. These are a little bit kooky, and I have no style as it is, so it's a challenge, but they fit a little bit better. I think I lost about 2 pant sizes. I'm not sure though, because women's pant sizes are friggin' bananas. Like, I know I started out wearing size 20 to 22 jeans, maybe. Sometimes I squeeze my ass into some random brands size 18. And then the clown pants are size 16, but other brands size 16 I still can't fit in. It's just, who knows? Who knows when it comes to pant sizes, how much I lost. So at least a pant size, maybe 2. But anyway, my advice for those of you who want to change, you want to see results, I would strongly recommend, if you're comfortable, getting all of the data, exploring all of the different avenues, you know, take the pictures, videos, measurements, get yourself an article of funky clothing that you try on periodically, because you don't know where those results will show up. Like, I did not see them in the pictures from April to now. I didn't really see much change, but I felt the change in my clown pants. Anyways, that's my body update. We focused mainly on the physical stuff, but I didn't want this video to be horrendously long because I have a tendency to go on a tangent, as you are aware. I am by no means done with my journey. Hell, we're about halfway through it, actually, as far as the losing weight portion goes. So stick around if you wanna, subscribe if you wanna. Other than that, I just want to thank you so much for supporting me over all of these years. Bitch, why am I getting emotional? It just really does mean a lot to me. And I just hope so much that you have a wonderful day, a wonderful 2026. Other than that, I will see you on the next one. Bye!